Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call the October 4th, 2022 City Council meeting for the City of Cannon Falls to order. We have roll call, please.
Bringle, absent. Duncan?
Here.
Gesme?
Here.
Cronenberger? Here. Lundell? Montgomery? Here. Altoff?
Here. That's me. Would you stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, you've seen the agenda. Any additions or corrections to the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Motion by Gesme, a second by Lundell to approve the agenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. There's no public input, so we'll skip that. We have tonight, we're going to have a pinning ceremony for our new police officer.
So, Mayor, our officers' parents aren't here yet, so I'll stall a little bit.
Okay, let's do it after a little bit then. Okay.
And then that's the oath. So you
Okay.
wanna move forward, and then
We'll come back to it. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, we'll get right in the consent agenda. Consent agenda items may be adopted under one motion as presented or may be removed for discussion and resolution as council business. For you at home and in the audience, I'll go through the consent agenda. Item A, just and correct claims for the accounting period ending September 27th, 2022. Item B, minute meetings for the September 15th special city council meeting. Item C, minute meetings for the September 20th, 2022 city council meeting. Item D, approve a painting project at the fire hall. Item E, approve disposal of vehicles for the police department. Item F, approve disposal of fleet vehicles for the police department. Item G, resolution 2646, reauthorizing membership in the 4M fund. And item H, approve the corporate wire transfer agreement with Merchants Bank. Is there anything the council would like to pull down? No? I take a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Duncan and a second by Montgomery to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, we'll get into council business. Well, we'll come back to it. Council business, recycling contract. Neil, you want to get us into that?
As council already knows, we had a work session on this issue, and Waste Management currently holds a contract for recycling services. The date that it expires is the end of this year, on December 31st. They get $3.26 per month per household. The city gets 49 cents as an administrative fee. Waste Management is looking for an extension on their contract. When we met, they provided us with two options. The council considered both options and sought to, I think it was option 2, which is the, so I get the verbiage right, is a $3.50 per month. The pricing is guaranteed for the first 12 months of the contract, then an annual increase based on the CPI of water, sewer, and trash year over year. Currently, that is at 4.6%. With the addition of the administration fee, which I would recommend as putting it at 50 cents instead of 49, just to make it a round number. The total monthly rate would be $4 for the first year. That's only a slight increase of 25 cents over the last previous 5 years. So I think that's a pretty good contract to be looking at. The contract will be another 5 years, ending December 31st, 2027, with an auto renew. That's new in this contract. If both parties are satisfied, it'll continue for 1 year, and if not, a 90-day written notice is required. City Attorney Ryan has reviewed the contract for legal obligations and has approved, and we're looking for approval tonight. Thanks.
Any discussion from the council?
We're on the up and up because we didn't go get bids, right? We're
Yes,
okay with that?
you are okay.
I think it's a decent contract. Comments?
Yeah, I think it is too. I'll make a motion to approve the recycling contract with Waste Management.
Second to that?
Second.
Motion by Duncan, and a second by Gesby, to approve a 5-year recycling services contract with Waste Management ending December 31st, 2027, at a price of $3.50 plus 50 cents city administration fee for a total of $4 per month. We're all happy with that? Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. Second item of council business, Resolution 2645. It's approving an agreement between the city and the Cannon Valley Fair Association, Inc., regarding land conveyances and related matters, and setting public hearing on vacating certain right-of-way located in the city of Cannon Falls. Neil, you want to start us out on that?
Well, back several months ago, we found out that part of Hannah's Bend Park is part of the Fairgrounds land. And so off we went and trying to figure this out. One of the things that we also looked at was the street right-of-ways that are inside the fairgrounds. The easements, the water main that runs through the fairgrounds doesn't lay within the street right-of-ways, so we have easements or water mains without easements. We also own a parcel of land that was a vacated 9th Street. As 9th Street was redone back years ago, there's a chunk of where it was at once square and now it rounds the corner that was vacated to the city, which is inside the fairgrounds property. So in order to get this all done, it took a lot of time, a lot of engineering, a lot of Shelley Ryan's, our attorney, work. But we have finally come to the quitclaim deeds, the certificates of surveys, the easements, exhibits are all in your packet. And we kind of put them all into a lump sum agreement for them to sign off on so we can continue down the road. We'll have to hold a public hearing and we'll have to advertise that to get some of this done. So that's why we're wanting you to approve this agreement, so then the fairground board or the fair board can take that back, review it, and approve. Once the agreement is signed and brought back, we'll start the process of getting this all wrapped up. There's a lot of moving parts. If anything changes outside of this agreement as far as monetary, land, anything that's besides a minor legal description or a minor issue that Shelley can just take care of or the engineers can just take care of that was found by the surveyor of Goodhue County when it was recorded, we'll just clean it up. You all know what we're looking for. We're looking for Hannah's Bend, that little sliver that includes our lift station right by the, I call it the park building or pool building there. There's a little sliver that includes our lift station. We're transferring back that little sliver along the edge of Old 9th Street. We're vacating all of the street right-of-ways within the fairgrounds, but we're holding back a 20-foot utility easement over the existing water main that goes through the fairgrounds, which incidentally doesn't follow the street right-of-ways, as I said. So there's a lot of moving parts. It should clean it all up. It should be all put together. The fairgrounds now then will have a nice clean area where there's no buildings in our right-of-ways, et cetera. Hannahsband Park will be now the city's, and I think I've covered it all, unless Shelley, you got something to add to that. But I think you get it all just by the pictures of what's going on in your packets. It's a lot of that legal stuff and descriptions are, but it's a lot easier to do it with pictures and maps and easements, so. No, go ahead.
Just a couple of additional points. The process is an agreement that will be between the Fair Association and the city, setting forth the material terms of all of these moving parts and all the documents. We need them to review and approve them as well. So this tonight is the first step in getting council approval, reserving to Neil and I some ability to finally review and make, as Neil said, some fairly ministerial type changes, just to make sure if there's some proofreading or something that the Fair Association comes back with that doesn't affect the material terms of the concept of this transaction, that we would go ahead and be able to do that. I also want to make sure the legals are all correct and accurate. Under the code and the charter, we do need to hold the public hearing for the street vacation part. So that's why that's in there. The rest of it doesn't need a public hearing. There are administrative subdivision processes that we could put through the planning commission, but we felt that with council approval of this complicated process, that we didn't have to back it through the planning commission and get it back up here regardless. So I think that was just to make sure everyone's clear on the process and why this has come to you in one large package, because they all need to be done at the same time. The transfers of land between the parties, the exchange of the easements for the vacation, it is all a kind of rounded transaction of approximately the same amount of land exchanging hands. Between the vacation of the easements and the transfer of land, there's approximately or just over 4 acres that's being transferred. So there's an equality to that. So if you have any other questions on process and how we decided to go this route, just let me know.
Anything? I see we got some Fair Board members. Anything you like cleared up? Are you satisfied with what's going on?
We're having a meeting on Thursday with our attorney too, just because a lot of this, what I've seen, is just so far over my head to understand. And he's going to break it down. If any one of the council persons would like to speak to us or me, I'd love to talk to you. I don't know how much you know, how much has been out there, but I think it's something that should be talked about. A little more. Maybe you guys should know a little bit more than what you possibly do know. So, that's all I have.
You have a meeting Thursday night?
Thursday morning.
Thursday morning? What
So we
time?
can understand what has been put together and proposed, what they found through the county, through the surveyors. I've looked at it myself, but to really understand it, I'm not really understanding. The streets that aren't vacated in the fairgrounds, will the city ever use those? They've been there for 107 years at least, probably, and they've never asked to use them, so,
Well, they're proposed to be vacated, correct?
yeah.
No, they won't be used.
But that's not beneficial to us. They've been there for that many years. So it's just something we need to talk to amongst our group, before we come back and.
What does your attorney say about it, or she's?
Well, we're gonna find out Thursday morning. This Thursday morning, we meet with them.
And nothing moves forward unless the Fair Board agrees to this, correct? Okay.
But this is how we start the ball rolling.
Right.
Okay. So I move that we approve Resolution 2645 and start going that way. Get you guys have got to put a thing together for a public hearing, correct? So that's the next step?
The next step will be if we get a signed agreement back from the Fair Board.
Okay.
And then once that gets all wrapped up and we get it all signed, then we'll move through the process.
Okay.
Okay, is there a second to Steve's?
John,
Yo,
I guess I missed why you need to have a public hearing to vacate that little piece on 9th Street I just don't understand.
It's in our charter.
Huh?
It's in our charter for us to, before we can vacate anything, we have to have a public hearing,
Okay.
right?
Before we can vacate any right-of-ways, by state statute and charter, we have to have a public hearing.
That's where I'm coming from when you're kind of talking over my head here. Thank you.
okay, there's been a motion and a second. Motion by Gisby, a second by Montgomery to approve Resolution 2645, which is approving agreement from the city and the Cannon Valley Fair Association, Inc. regarding land conveyances and related matters, and setting public hearing on vacating certain right-of-way located in the city of Cannon Falls, County of Goodhue, State of Minnesota. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. That'll get the ball rolling, so. Okay, let's do our thing.
Now it's doing that.
So council, mayor, if you haven't had a chance to meet him, this is Officer Donovan Barr. He's currently in our field training program. This is Donovan's first job. The profession of police officers has always had inherent dangers to it, but there's always people that are willing to step forward and take those challenges on and do this job. I don't discount those dangers, but I do believe the police officers today are able to handle these challenging times as well as those dangers. And I think our job is a lot like knights of old, as opposed to some people will say we're warriors. I believe that we watch over and serve our community. And with that as a special role, we get engaged with the community. We get our abilities to perform our job from the grants by the community. And much like knights of old, the officers are willing to fight for what's right when it's necessary. And so as our officers know, we serve with honor, integrity, knowledge, and courage. And we protect those who can't protect themselves. So this evening, Donovan is going to get his badge pinned on by, is it your mother?
Yep.
Which for an officer, their first job, that's a pretty big deal. And in addition to that, we're going to have the mayor administer the oath of office by swearing him in. While not technically required to buy anymore because Minnesota licenses their police officers, so our authority is granted through that. It's still part of the ceremony that we use here. So, Mira?
I, Donovan Barr,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and the Constitution of the State of Minnesota,
and will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties
I will faithfully and partially discharge my duties
and perform all the duties
and perform all the duties
of a police officer of the Canton Falls Police Department
of a police officer of the Cannon Falls Police Department
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Thank you. Welcome to the police force.
All right, Donovan, if we have your mother come up, and as your badge is pinned on, I hope that it will fill your heart with compassion and give you strength to always do what's right. Never use it for harm or in anger, and always protect those that we serve and defend those in need. I hope you put that through there first, because brand new shirt is going to take a while.
Yeah, I made some holes already, but
Be patient, Donovan.
you should
Use your glasses, Debbie.
You might need another pair of hands. Yeah.
You can fake it, it'll just hang there. Welcome. Mayor Council.
Okay, let's get into reports. Kyle.
Good evening, council and community. We had a nice, beautiful day today, and we have plenty of things to talk about, so I'll just jump right into it. And October 7th through the 9th, From the Heart Gifts will be open again. That is the little gift shop in Weikert's Realty. And so they'll be open October, November, and December for the remainder of this year. Then on October 8th, that's Saturday at 1 p.m., there's another round of harness racing, and there will be even more horses at this meet, so probably between 30 and 35, something like that. So always fun to go catch something like that. If you're interested in the Ukraine, there is a get-together on Saturday, October 8th from 5 to 7 at First English Lutheran Church. And they do ask that you register, and so if you would just get a hold of the church. But there is a family that will be presenting their experiences. And so it is free. It's a free will offering, I should say. Then on October 8th, also at 7 p.m., Cannon's Got Talent. Kind of a great thing. And the tickets are $10 a piece. I know they are available at Merchants Bank. And so, and then on the 19th through the 23rd, Powerful Tools for Caregivers. I'm sure there's many of you. I have done it with both my parents, but being the caretaker, and you've got to be sure to caretake of yourself. And so here's some great tools. You can find out more about that at the library. And then the white sidewalls. The Cannon Valley Senior Center bringing the white sidewalls on Saturday, October 29th. Those tickets are $35. I do have them at the chamber, and they also have them at the Cannon Valley Senior Center. And so that'll be fun. That'll be a great thing. The next on the list for the chamber itself, of course, is our Halloween trick-or-treat trot. Last year, we had over 900 children between the hours of 3 and 5 p.m. So if you want to see a lot of hooligans and goblins and witches and whatever, they're all there. So come on downtown. We will have members handing out candy on Main Street, Mill Street, and 4th Street. Again, that is 3 to 5 p.m. And then last but not least, but it's just around the corner, Deck the Falls. That is on Saturday, November 26th, with the parade starting at 5. We will have Santa in a couple locations during the day, so please watch for the posters on that. We've got to get those things finalized. We are looking for more sponsors. Those fireworks are expensive. Not as much as the fair boards, but we got a good deal. And we did get our first parade unit today, not counting the chamber units. So if anyone is interested in being in the parade, doesn't have to be a float, it can be any kind of unit you want to put together with lights and bells and whistles, please contact the chamber. And that is all I have.
The Cannon's Got Talent, where was that going to be?
That is at the high school auditorium, and that is being put on by the Cannon Arts Board. Okay. Any other questions? Fantastic. I hope you guys all have a great week. Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle. Couple committee reports, Joint Powers Board, anything?
Yeah, so not too much, but they are still continuing to try to figure out if they should have their own federal tax ID, and I know that you met with them. So right now they're using the Red Wings tax ID, but Red Wing doesn't want them to anymore.
City of Red Wing, yeah.
So, I mean, the county owns the land, we do the payroll, and then Red Wing does the rest. So they're just still trying to figure out what the best way to work through that is. And then also, they're going to be putting up, I don't know if anybody has seen, they've put new signs throughout the trail, like the access spots. The ones at the beginning of the Cannon Trail are on city property, so the grant that they got that paid for the rest of them won't pay for that since this is on city property. But the Cannon Falls Fire Department has donated $1,000, and the Goodhue County Cooperative Electric donated $500, and then the Power Board is going to pay the other $2,500. And then Dan's been so gracious to volunteer to put them up. But it's going to be, I understand, like a V, so from either direction you'll see the sign. They're pretty nice signs, so that's it.
Okay. Finance Committee.
Yes, we met on September 28th. The only item was the fire contracts that we have with the Cannon Falls Township and the Cannon Valley Rural Fire Association. So we got that started, the process. The contracts are up at the end of this year. So that's what we're working on with those two groups.
Okay. Let's go around. Dan.
A few things. Public Works will start flushing water mains hydrants on Monday, October 10th. So that'll continue for a few weeks. The Bakery Alley was completed today, so that should be ready for traffic tomorrow, hopefully. The limestone, blacktop, and curb repair was completed. And the project on Bluff Drive is continuing. They've got sidewalk and curb, and they should start on the lift later this week, weather permitting and everything, so that's it.
Where are we at on John Birch Park? What's going on down there? Are they talking, I see it's on the Public Works agenda. Are they talking about dugouts or what are they?
Not sure,
On the park board agenda.
Park board agenda, rather. Okay.
park board, yeah.
Okay. We'll talk about it Thursday, I guess, so. Tim? Nothing. Jeff?
Just want to thank council and the mayor again for delaying Donovan's pinning. As you can tell, he had a large family, and they were all very proud of him, and lots of photos were taken. So thank you again.
Shelley, anything? No. Neil?
I can answer that John Birch Park for you.
Okay, go ahead.
There's been a fundraiser going on for a while now.
Yeah.
And they've raised a significant amount of money. And it's actually on the park board agenda to discuss third base dugout, that area of the ball field, to rebuild it and look into upgrading it. So that'll be under discussion for the park board on Thursday.
We haven't heard anything from the state about bonding issues.
That's over.
It's over.
So we'll have to either reapply and see if we can get in on the next legislative session, or drop it. But I would say let's re-up and see where we land. If they would have passed the bonding bill, we were in two sides of it, so it would have been a good chance that we would have received the money. So let's try it again.
That's next spring?
Well, we'll get it in, no, it'll be
fall?
this fall yet. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all I got. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, let's go over. Derek, anything? Steve?
Nope.
Laura?
Nope.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing.
Bill?
Nope.
I don't either. I'm just gonna go through the meeting schedule. This Thursday, we got EDA, Public Works and Park Board. Next Monday, we've got Finance Committee, Planning Commission, and Library Board. That's the 10th of October. Okay, nothing else. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
No.
Oh, no, we're not going to adjourn yet. We have to close the meeting, so.
We need to take a 2-minute recess while we adjourn to let the public.
We'll take a 2-minute recess for the public to exit.